Knock, knock.
What do you want?
No, you have to say who's there.
Why do I have to?
Well, I guess you don't, but
Who's there?
nobody.
Nobody who? That's good. Welcome to Fishbowl. How was your life's Fishbowl week this week?
That's a very specific question. Let me think about that. It went by really quick this week. Is it me or did it go by really quick this week? What's your opinion on that? Was it
I think it went by pretty quick.
It did, huh?
Why?
Well, I just wanted to know if I felt like it went really quick and then maybe you felt like it didn't.
I guess what I meant to say is, why do you think it went by quick?
Oh. Well, first off, I asked you the question because it'd be interesting to know if the week goes quick for everybody.
No,
the
it doesn't.
same. But if it did, maybe that's because the world maybe just spun a little quicker that week.
Maybe you're more evolved. Maybe you had a moment of evolution.
What? I don't think it has anything to do with me. Point being, why did I think it went by that quick? Because, it was like when I woke up from normally where my Monday is, when you wake up on, like, you know how you go on with your Monday? And at the end of Monday, you're like, God, this is a long day. Like, I wish it was Wednesday. Well, on my Wednesday, it was like, oh, whoa. It was kind of like that moment on a Monday night. It was like, wow, it's Wednesday. I have 2 more days and then the week's over.
It's important to ramble.
I'm just trying to explain it. You're not going to understand it because I don't speak stupid. So, pardon me. My thoughts are too intelligent for you. You have to keep up. Come on, Mustard. Catch up.
Okay, so.
Yeah, let's just dive right into it.
Here's my question. What was, I don't know where you're at in life and how disappointed you are and how much you've already given up on life, because a lot of people
real quick.
do.
I have a joke for you. Ready? Knock, knock.
What do you want?
No, you have to say who's there.
Why do I have to?
Well, I guess you don't, but.
Who's there?
Nobody.
Nobody who? That's good.
Okay, you can talk now.
Where'd you hear that? In kindergarten?
No, I actually heard it from the Pursuit of Happiness movie. It's one of my favorites.
Is that another Pursuit of Happiness? Is that like a fictional?
Will Smith movie?
It's fictional. It's not real.
Yeah, it's fictional. No.
In the Pursuit of Happiness.
No.
That's an oxymoron.
I think that's a true one. I think it's a true story. You haven't seen it? That's shocking because you've watched a lot of movies like that, like the Rockies and the.
Yeah, but that's real.
I'm pretty sure Pursuit of Happiness is a real movie.
That's not real because you can't. Pursuit of Happiness.
It's about a guy who is. It's exactly.
It's all built on hope.
No, that's exactly what he explained.
Always.
Okay, do me a favor. This weekend, please watch The Pursuit of Happiness.
It sounds lame and corny.
No, it's not lame and corny. Just watch the trailer.
I think I saw it actually.
Okay, you may proceed.
What is your childhood dream?
To be a backup dancer.
Why backup?
A professional backup dancer for a musician, a famous musician.
Okay, I get that, but why not lead instead of backup?
Leads are backup dancers. You can be in the front, you can be in the back, but a backup dancer is somebody who's behind a Britney Spears, a Jennifer Lopez, somebody who dances with them on stage as their.
Why wouldn't you want to be the main star? You're already settling.
No, even if you're a main star, you're considered a backup dancer. It's the person standing behind Jennifer Lopez.
That was your passion?
Yeah.
You sound disappointed.
because I didn't even have a chance when I thought it up.
Why not?
Because my mom.
Oh, you gonna blame it on your mom?
No. She literally told me I couldn't do it. And then she wouldn't.
How old were you when she
Oh God,
told you this?
7.
Wow, she squashed your dreams already at 7.
Yeah, she did, and she to this day feels she had good reasons. But all she told me was, if you break your ankle, then what are you going to do?
Oh my God, how dramatic.
That's what she told me. And so she said that she wasn't going to support it. And I asked her to put me in dance classes and she wouldn't do it. So I just was a street hip hop dancer. I just taught myself. I watched videos. I practiced. I made friends with dancers, friends with break dancers. They taught me stuff. So I just grew up dancing. I was the dancer. Everybody knew I was a dancer. It's just my mom never put me in classes for it or helped me pursue that dream.
Wow.
Yeah. One thing I'll never do my
because maybe she didn't, maybe she wasn't able to follow her dreams, so she took it on you.
To this day,
what the fuck?
I mean, to this day, she knows it's something I hold against her. But then I also know that put me in a state where when I was old enough to make my own decision, I didn't feel good enough because I could have done dance class in high school, but I was competing against kids that had been going to dance and doing dance classes with professionals since like 7 years old up to 15. So I already was like, I'm not good enough for them. Like I wasn't doing professional stuff.
Wow, you thought that already?
Yeah. And so I was like, I'm not even going to try to be on the dance team because like they are way far. They surpass me like no other. No, because you had to like kind of apply, I guess. You had to like go and try to be on the dance team.
Called tryouts.
And they only had like room for, I don't know, maybe 10.
To the real fucking world of
yeah, but the girls I was competing with, there was no way. Those girls were ballet dancers.
I have news for you. Okay, I don't know everything, but I know a lot of stuff.
I know.
Okay, I can tell you this. You know, like the best. I'm just going to apply this example to singers because I've watched a lot of singers on these talent shows. Not always does the singer with the most beautiful voice win.
True.
So if everybody thought that, you know, that they didn't have the most beautiful voice in the world, they never compete.
True. I'm not saying that was the only thing that held me back.
So how do you know that you wouldn't have been a good entertainer?
I could have been. And I was going to do it. Even though I felt that way. I was going to do it, go for tryouts. But that was my freshman year. That was an election class, I believe. And my mom told me I had to take AVID instead. And AVID was a class that you were in for all 4 years in high school. And it helped prepare you to go to a 4-year college. So you had to take like AP classes. You had to have really good grades to be in this. It was kind of like, not the superior kids, but it was the kids that were aiming for more expectations. Like they had to have better grades. They had to be in certain classes, all that kind of stuff. So my mom told me I had to take AVID. So there went that dance. So she took the dance from me in a different way and forced me in the class that took away dance. So I was never able to take dance class in high school.
So did the AVID classes help you go to 4-year college?
No, I was prepared. I had the grades and I did everything I was supposed to do. I was like a 3.8 student, took AP classes. I was great, but my mom couldn't afford college. And so she never put the effort into me going to a 4-year right after school.
She didn't take that into consideration. She put you in AVID, but didn't figure out a way how to send you there.
It's just all just.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm brokenhearted for you.
It is bullshit.
Oh, well, life, fuck it. It's the way life
okay.
is. So, what is it that most people don't know about you?
Wait, did you have a dream? Oh, you did have a dream.
I still do.
Yeah, but your dream was to be a professional football player, right?
Professional athlete.
Anything? You would have done anything?
Baseball or football?
Which one did you like more?
Football, because it was violent. I like hitting people. It was a good way for me to take out my frustrations. I'm very angry and frustrated most of the time.
That's really good to think about that.
And I had a chance to play both, and I did. Even to go, you never know, to go pro. And that was one of my childhood dreams. And I always chose football because of that reason. I wanted to hit somebody.
Jesus.
And I actually, the crazy thing is, I actually kind of like getting hit.
That makes some sense to me.
It does make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
How?
Because it's also a way of dealing with your inner pain.
What, are you a shrink?
No, but I mean, if you hear about these things, like
you're what, 30 years old? You're what, 27?
One, don't add 2 years onto me.
What is it? You're 28? And you're giving me fucking philosophy.
No, but if you think about these kids out here or kids, I don't even know if grown-ups do it, but people that like do things to themselves in harmful ways.
Like try to commit suicide? Or like
They don't even want to commit suicide. It's like the ones that do other things, something. Okay, I know a guy who
other things.
Who out of anger burnt himself with cigarettes. Like it's like you still get something out of it. You were just doing it in a healthy way, very healthy.
Well, I don't know. I got hurt. It shit hurt, but that's life. It's consequential. It's always trade-offs. I didn't burn myself with cigarettes, but I got concussions.
Yeah,
and I think it's affecting me now.
Probably.
It's either that or my age.
That makes sense.
Or both.
Probably your age.
Have you ever had a concussion?
No. Let me knock on wood while I say that. No.
Well, I have.
Yes, I know.
Kind of scary, actually. I got hit one time. No, this happened more than one time. That's why I stopped playing football. It's because it got to the point where I was getting hit, and then when I get up, from on the ground.
You like automatically have another concussion?
No, I wouldn't. I didn't know where I was at. I couldn't remember plays.
Wow.
I went out for.
That'd be scary to like.
As a matter of fact, I had one of my teammates had a call. I was quarterback, and one of my teammates, running back, until I came back out of my concussion, he called the play. I could run the play because of all the repetitions and mother's skill from doing it, over and over again. The information was there. I just didn't know how to call the play.
Wow.
So he'd call the play, and I'd go up to the line and run it. Fine.
So what did you tell him that you didn't?
I said I'm fucked up right now. I'm concussed. So you gotta run the play or call it.
Wow.
But it was scary actually. When it first was happening to me, I'd get up and I didn't know where I was. I couldn't find my team. It's during a game, and it's a real problem. It didn't happen like just from one time getting hit. It's several times. That sport is pretty violent.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah. So anyway, yes, that was my
dream.
That was my childhood dream.
What was your second question? I already forgot.
Oh. What is it that most people don't know about you?
That's interesting. I don't know. I guess I could ask. I guess I could ask if you knew this. Did you know that I was a dancer like that?
Just what?
I would say that
most people don't know.
I would say that. Maybe you know it, but I would say most people don't know that like my life revolved around dancing 24/7. All I did. Breathed it, slept it. So I would say most people do not know that. What about you?
That I'm very shy.
Sure about that? You sure people don't know that?
They might not see it as shy. They might see it as being an asshole. I don't know, because I'm standoffish and I'm shy around.
Definitely people know that you're standoffish.
But no, shy.
Yeah, maybe they don't.
Actually, painfully shy when I was younger. And I find it really interesting because I'm in a microphone now, and I do public speaking and all that kind of stuff. But I still have that where I think I'm shy.
You're definitely not shy anymore.
I kind of think I am.
I don't know, because I remember you telling me that you just don't like being in situations that you're not in control.
That's true.
But I mean, that might be a lot of people. I don't know if that'd be considered shy.
Oh, I was shy. and afraid to be, like even to get in front of, in high school, we had to do like a presentation.
Oh, I hated that too. I don't know who likes that.
And it was so traumatic for me. And you could do it on anything. I did it on chewing gum. How to unwrap a wrapper.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
It's the only thing I could get through. I figured I could at least do that. And it was awful.
Wow, well, it's cool that you guys got to pick whatever you wanted.
Yeah, there was no length of time. Just how to do something.
Oh, wow. That's actually a really good way of getting somebody to do something in front of people. It's not too much pressure. I had to do stuff like research, and then you have to present this whole, like, this whole thing that you do on the computer with the PowerPoint. You got to do a PowerPoint. You got to do these bulletins. You got to have boards, real dramatic things. Like you become the teacher. That was stressful.
But what I think is really important about that, the lesson for me and the lesson to be learned, I think for humans, for people, is that you don't really know what you're capable of until you put yourself out there in an uncomfortable environment. Because I think that's when you really truly find out
a lot about yourself. Yeah, I agree.
And I also think that with me, I mean, I did that, but I still was never, I mean, I dropped classes in college because of it had an oral component to it. I would just drop classes.
Yeah.
I never really got over that until I got into my personal training.
And you became an expert at the thing that you were teaching.
Well, it was more than that. I realized that if I didn't get myself out there, especially when I started the business in 82, because there's no one doing it. Nobody really knew at that point, believe it or not. Women thought that they were afraid to go to a gym because they thought they were going to turn out lifting weights would make them like this behemoth with all this kind of muscle on it. It was that they had that kind of fear to go to a gym and lift weights. Of course, it's much different now, but back then, so I already knew instinctively that if I didn't get out there and educate people to make them understand why they need it, because all they could think about is why they didn't need it, especially women.
Yeah.
So I was forced. I had to make a choice, and I don't know if I didn't have the passion that I had, because even though I didn't become my high school childhood dream, which is a professional athlete, I ended up being in a sport where I had the opportunity to become one, had a second chance. But what's more important was the fact that I was doing something that I had passion for. I think that's the X factor, because if I didn't have passion for it, I don't know that would have been enough for me to get out there, to talk to people, to be that afraid and that intimidated to talk to people, because it was brutal.
Yeah.
But I guess my point was, but then here's the thing. I actually learned, because fear was holding me back, I learned that I'm a good speaker. And I can do this, and I would have never thought that. I wonder how many people are just not aware of that.
Of something they're really good at because they haven't tried it.
Because they haven't tried it, because maybe they're afraid.
Very true.
Because so many people come with so many reasons as to why they can't do things.
Very true.
Mine was just, I was afraid to be out in front of people. And
funny, but you were an athlete and you were in front of people all the time.
And I love attention. I don't know.
Did you ever, after you gave up on your first dream, did you ever have like a disgusting feeling in your stomach about it, especially if you watched it?
I couldn't watch it.
See, I had the same thing with dance and like dance movies. I loved watching them, but then if I watched them, I actually got like physically ill to my stomach.
Yeah, I couldn't go to a football game for 7 years.
Yeah.
I couldn't, because I knew that I gave up on my dream, and you don't know whether or not, there's never a guarantee that you're going to make it. It's going to work out for you. But if you're thinking positively, it could. And the fact that I think I disappointed myself because I let myself off the hook, because a lot of people do that.
Because you were the one that gave up on that, right? You're the one that stopped doing it.
I had a bad injury, but, was it one that ended my career? The concussion thing was sort of an issue, but I gave that up because I got hurt really bad.
You got like a bitter taste in your mouth.
Collapsed lung and internal bleeding, and almost, we talked about that once before.
Pretty much nearly died.
Yeah, and I thought, well, maybe this is a sign. I'm at 20 some years old now. Maybe this is a sign.
I think for me, I didn't get mad at myself because I gave up, but it was like a deep internal like anger that I had towards my mom for not even giving me the chance to even try.
You can see that.
I think that probably bothered me more because I didn't even get to give up on myself. So it's kind of looking at it and being like, I didn't even get a chance.
But the good news is, and I can tell you because I've had more experiences, more birthdays than you, and the good thing is that And my coach, I had a coach, more than one coach, because, as you're going through athletics, and athletics in life are very similar, because there is, you're successful and there's adversity where you're not successful as an athlete, and there's consequences and you're benched. In other words, you're not good enough. You got to sit on the bench, which if you're a competitive person kills you.
I can understand that.
But the coach always said, they said, be ready, because you're going to get a second chance, and you'll get maybe even more, third chance. But the key there is being ready for that and accept it. So with me, even though I was so sorely disappointed that I gave up on myself, I had to come to peace with that and just say, if I ever get a chance again. So when this thing came back around, bodybuilding was an accident for me. I got into it because of fat fuck after being in shape. What?
What did you say? Because of what?
A fat fuck.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I heard that correctly.
I was in the worst shape of my life at 27.
Yeah.
Because I was always an athlete, and all of a sudden it was like a fat fuck.
Yeah.
So I got into the sport almost by accident because I couldn't stand being a fat fuck. And little did I know that lifting weights, which was something that I did not like doing, and we weren't allowed to do it as an athlete back then in my position. Little did I know that it would turn into my livelihood, my passion. Again, another surprise. But you have to be willing to be ready to accept that. Because when it comes around again, think about this for a moment. When it came around again for me and the light went on, I thought, maybe I can make a living at it. I was doing it at a time when no one was doing personal training in my area.
Yeah.
And I had to say right at that moment, because I made a promise to myself, if I ever felt the passion had to be there. That passion was there. And because I said, if I ever feel that buzz, that passion again, I will jump, and I will, no matter what. So now I was at that crossroad. And that's a lot. Life is full of them. But what am I going to do now? There's the buzz, but there's no one doing it. Got 2 kids, got a wife. And, it's pretty amazing when you follow your gut, because that's what I did. And I think that's an important message for people, is don't be afraid to follow your gut and your dream. It might not be the same exact dream that you had. So, like for me, it wasn't that I got a second chance of going and playing football. I was too old for that now.
Yeah.
I mean, 27 isn't old, but to be in that environment, it wasn't feasible for me to go as a football player.
You did that at 27?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 28, so you did it at my age. Oh my gosh, you're just a youngster.
Just a youngster. I jumped. Again, I just think it's important. It's a lesson to learn. And after that, it was always about anything that I got into, even to this day, because I get wild hairs. Because it's because there's passion there, energy. I just follow that. That's the marker. And even with my business partner, with Russ, because we both were doing something that we love when we got into this, we got into this bodybuilding thing together and wrote books and all that kind of stuff. It was the main thing that we always, before we got into any project, was what's the passion level? Because if it's not in the top 2, we wouldn't do it.
And I remember you saying something about that.
Yeah.
That's actually really good. It's really good as a business man.
Well,
because I'm sure a lot of things come up in your head, but you have to really.
Yeah, it changes the. I think it changes the dynamic when you put it in those terms, because you figure out you're always going to have obstacles in your life and your business. It's just going to be there, but they look different when you love what you're doing.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's not like you're going to do something that you love what you're doing and there's not downsides to that, because there is. I mean, even if you wanted to be a dancer, there were going to be downsides to that.
Yeah, I mean, I could have actually broke my ankle, but guess what? It could have healed. Back then, I was just scared, like, oh my God, broke my ankle. I'm done. I could never dance again.
Well, and to keep reinventing yourself and staying at the top of your game, it's not easy. It comes a price for that.
Yeah.
No, most people don't want to do that. pay that price.
I think I'm okay with it now because, I mean, I could still dance. Like, I still dance at home, still come up with little dances. And
so I just think that the key here is, as a human being, always be prepared for a second chance, another opportunity, because you will have that. But you also have to have your eyes open and know when it's there.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, you'll always say, well, I don't know if that's what I really want to do. You have to really know that. And I knew that. And like I said, there's things I do today that I don't know why I'm doing them, because it's being driven by something else inside me. I'm just going to say, I don't know, something at the core doesn't make sense to me sometimes. Another example would be like all the stuff that I've been writing over the years. Just, I don't know why I'm writing. It's just stuff that comes into my head that I'm passionate about, put it down on paper, and some of those things turn into projects. And yet at the time, I didn't know what the hell I was doing with it. And sometimes it doesn't matter if you're just following that passion. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so a bigger question is this. Is it my imagination, or are hot women really fucking crazy? And if so, why?
How would I know? I don't know. I mean, I think I have some really hot friends, and I would say that they're not crazy.
Really?
And I don't think they've ever been called crazy.
The hotter they are, the crazier they are, I think.
Really?
You don't
I don't
think
know.
that's the case?
I think that girls are categorized as crazy when they don't do something that a man understands, which is everything.
Oh, I see.
So you guys just come up with this way of describing us to make us look bad when really you're the stupid one.
So you're a victim.
I'm not saying we're a victim. Don't make us one. Don't call us. Don't call us crazy.
I hit a vague nerve.
Don't call us crazy. I see it like that because I don't call any guys crazy.
I think some really hot women just use that instead to developing the other side of their personality. They just think, fuck that. They're good looking. I'll just rely on my looks. I can be an asshole. I can be a crazy bitch or a crazy bastard. I'm hot. I'll get a certain amount of the population.
Wow.
That'll accept me.
That's an interesting way to look at it. Here's a good question. What's the craziest thing you've had a girl do to you in your life? Oh, man. Tell me, what's the craziest? I'm sure you've got a lot of stories. But what's the craziest?
I'm thinking.
I can just see it like all over your brain. We got a winner.
Breaking into my business and stealing shit.
Breaking into your business. Breaking into it. And stealing stuff?
They had a key made.
Oh.
But just okay.
Involving your business is pretty crazy.
Yeah, stealing plans out of my business. They're mad as fuck. And breaking my car window.
Oh, you know how good it'd feel to be that crazy? I've never done something like that. But I can tell you that I have gotten to a point where I have been that pissed that I could have been crazy, but I've never, ever. Man, that would have been fun.
See, you have the crazy gene.
But I think thinking it and doing it are two different things.
Well, that is true.
Or like getting so angry that you're like, oh, I could do this right now. But then, you don't do it.
You should see the look on your face. It's like you're really fine. You're really into that. It just feels so good.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done in a relationship? Come on, say it.
In high school,
yeah,
I had a girlfriend.
I hope it'd be a girlfriend.
Yeah. And I was ready to go to college. So it was my idea. I mean, she was like my high school sweetheart. And so she was 1 year younger than I.
I feel like you're going to tell us a deep, dark secret.
So I thought, I'm going to be going to college where there's going to be a bigger universe of women.
Oh, you jerk.
I thought I was just being real.
Can't believe she didn't go crazy on you.
Well, she didn't, but I did because it was my idea.
Uh-huh.
I said, it was pretty amicable. And fuck, I heard she was going out with somebody I knew. Her house backed up to they had like a canal behind the house and then a field. On a hot summer night, I was there to see if she was going out with a dude, and I saw them together, and I laid in the dirt and just was like, I got all like a baby.
Wow.
It was fucked up, and it was my idea. I think that's the craziest thing I've done.
Yeah, I mean, that's not super crazy, but I guess that would be, you know, like you're like sneaking around or whatever to see her. I guess that's somewhat crazy, but that's not too crazy. I couldn't believe I was
out there in the field. That was kind of weird. You know, it was night, but to see that.
I guess if I would have been her.
It like destroyed me.
If I would have been her and I saw you, I probably would have yelled at you and been like, what the hell do you think you're doing? But it wouldn't have been like, ooh, weirdo.
Yeah, that was
wait. So that didn't make you like run back to her the next day?
It was my idea.
So you couldn't take it back. I mean, you could take it back.
I didn't.
So you just had a meltdown.
I had a meltdown. And
then you wiped your tears and got back up.
Wiped my tears off, dusted all the dirt off me.
And then you went and tried mingling with all these other people.
And I just said, well, I'm going to college. And I'm going to go see what the universe looks like there.
Oh my gosh, how funny would it be if this girl heard this podcast?
She knows. She knew.
Oh, she found out that you were in the field?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I never told her that.
What if she heard this? That would be hilarious. Didn't even think about that before you said it.
Against me.
I think it'd be way past that.
You girls do that.
Bull crap. Guys hold grudges way more than girls.
They don't say the wrath of a man. They say the wrath of a woman. Why is that?
You think that's shit should? I guess that's true.
Yeah, why?
Maybe that's because I know some women.
Crazy bitches. The hot crazy bitches.
Maybe it's because the men I'm talking about are like women like.
Some of the men are hot crazy bitches too.
I think it's just a pick of the poll, man. You pick them and it's a 50-50 chance.
It's not even that.
What are we talking about, for girls or for guys?
Maybe as a boyfriend, girlfriend, but like if you look at the stats for marriages.
That's because nobody takes marriage serious these days.
Actually, that's not true.
Ah, bullcrap.
No, actually.
I call bullcrap.
On the news the other day, actually 2 days ago, more people are now getting married than in a lot of years. They're starting to get married again.
Married or staying married? Because I think a lot of people are getting married, but they're all ending still. Everybody's getting married, but they're still ending.
How do you know that?
Just look around. If we sat here,
just look around.
Yeah.
That's how you do.
If we sat here and if we opened the gym door right now and we looked at people, I don't know. A lot of them here are still married.
We're studio.
Studio. I'm at a studio. I don't know. Just okay. Like randomly pick somebody, a friend of yours. Are they married still? Have they divorced?
Oh, well, what my point was going to be, I don't know what my point was going to be, is that a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship maybe has a higher chance of staying together temporarily in the beginning, at least for the first 18 months. I think 18 months is the
yeah,
key.
You think 18 months. I think 3-4 years.
Of course, 18 months. But I think in marriage it's different.
I don't know. Did your mom, your parents divorced? Did she ever remarry? No, huh?
I was raised by wolves.
Shut up. Did she remarry?
What, are you an investigator?
No, I mean, really, did she?
She did.
She did?
Yeah.
Did she stay with him?
No.
Did she marry again?
I don't think so. I think she got married twice.
Okay. And then she got divorced, and then she was by herself from that point on. What about your dad? Did he get remarried?
4 times.
What?
My parents, between them, got married 6 times.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know that.
So I'm way ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Only 2.
And then your son's been married once, so he beat you.
Well, no. Don't talk shit, because he's going to be married 18 years.
Oh.
Not that I'm counting.
Don't talk shit yet.
18.5 years. To be exact.
Wait, how long have you guys been married? 18.5 years? Or are you talking about 18.5 months?
My God, what's wrong with you? We're talking about the first time out. First time out.
Yeah.
Okay, 18 and a half years. I was married 18.
Oh, wow.
Do I need to go slower?
No, I get it. I get it.
So for him.
My parents were married around that time too. What time? When did you get married? When you were what? 25.
25.
I got married at 19. I beat you. But it lasted way shorter than yours.
Get married is a shock.
It's a shock?
Yeah.
For guys,
it's
maybe.
Not a shock. It's not a shock in the beginning, but you just keep getting shocked over and over again as you're staying in the relationship.
That's an awful way to feel.
I mean, you have no idea what you're getting into.
Really? Because I do.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
So why did you get married?
Because I really was okay spending the rest of my life with one person, but I never was a dater either. I'm just a one person and done. So I think for me, it was like, it really was okay. I didn't miss other people. I didn't even find other people attractive. It was just like, my whole thing just shut off.
Your whole thing just shut off?
It shut off. Like I had no interest in anybody outside of my marriage. But I could see how guys would be harder. So you guys just, your eyes are constantly moving. That's at least the impression that I have.
Take a look at stats. More women cheat on their husbands than men cheat on their wives.
Oh my gosh. So where are these stats from? Like 2002?
No, look it up.
Are these current stats?
Look it up.
Guys aren't always
the demons and the villains here. But that more women do it than men.
Actually, why do I feel like I've had this conversation before?
Wasn't with me.
It wasn't with you?
No.
Okay, somebody else had this conversation with me, and they said that it was because girls
are crazy.
No, it was because girls could get with somebody a lot easier than guys could. Because all they had to do was just be like, yep, but guys really had to work for it. So that's why girls cheated more. We didn't have this conversation?
No, I never did.
Who the heck did I have it with? But they said the same thing. Wow, interesting.
I think the other lie that's out there is your period that you girls have. I don't think you guys are telling the truth.
About what?
Well, because 5 days.
Oh, it's not 5 days. Oh, I guess that depends.
I think it's the other way around. Supposedly you have.
You think that we have it most of the time?
And you have 15 days that are off. I think that's fucked up. Inverted.
You think 15 days are on, 5 days are off? 15 days
and you're off 5. That's what it feels like.
Hey, you guys have man
Every time
periods.
you turn around, there's something going on. There's something wrong. You have a backache, a neck ache, and a headache, and a toe ache.
You know what? That's actually, I can see from your point of view how that might actually be.
At one time, I had 4 trainers in one of my facilities.
Oh, man.
Female.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
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 It's too much.
Every time
estrogen.
I came into the facility, they'd come in. Can I talk to you? I have something to talk to you about.
Oh my gosh.
And I had 4 of them.
I've never been.
I'm not against. You know, I love females. I like them. Yeah, but I'll tell you, to work with them, in my experience.
So you feel for the men out there that are working with only females?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was just me, but
no, I think
it just seemed like there was always something going on.
I think it's all females.
Really?
Yeah.
So let's get back to that. Why is that? Is it because you're hot and crazy?
I don't know. I really don't. But I'd say.
Is it because men don't understand you, or you don't understand your fucking self?
Hey, let me tell you this. So I can't tell you how many jobs, but no, I don't want to sit here and count. But I'll tell you that at one job in particular, us girls were having trouble with each other. And then at another job, I was having trouble with some other girls. So I think you're right.
Were you working in a job that were all girls, or were there men around?
Oh, dear Lord. The first one I'm talking about, it was just girls. 3 girls. That's it. Running a place.
Oh.
And then the owner was the 4th girl. But she was cool. It was just us girls. Little stupid petty stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
And then the second job, many girls and many guys. It was actually like Buffalo Wild Wings. I worked there. So a lot of people that work there.
Yeah. Where did all the problems come from?
It was like somebody had something to complain about the other person.
And what gender were they?
They're female.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you were working around other males, right? And yet the females were the ones having the trouble.
Honestly, I guess technically I only knew about my problems.
Why? Because they're more important?
And then I knew about the girls' problems because they were telling me. So I don't know if any guys were having guy problems with anybody else. It's not like they were coming and
guy problems.
You know what it is? I think that you guys do have guy problems, but you guys don't gossip about it because girls do. It's like, and then you overhear and it's like, oh yeah, so and so, and we're having this problem, blah, 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 blah. And so they start gossiping. And I don't think guys do. I think you guys just shut up and deal with it.
You know, that might be a good philosophy that you females should take. Shut up and deal with it.
Well, some do.
Internalize it and go crazy.
Some do. Some don't, though, because they have to vent. They have to get it out.
Get it off your chest before you explode and kill somebody?
Yeah, it kind of sounds like you. But yeah, I think that's just, I don't know.
Female logic.
Male logic. We could say the same thing. I think we're all just messed up, okay?
You know,
Let's just say that.
I heard on the radio one time, and I broke down laughing my ass off.
Oh, great.
It said on the radio, one in 4 women have heart disease.
That's why you laugh. Now that's why you say the stupid stuff you say all the time. That makes sense. That little thing that you say. Oh, I hate it.
How can that be?
Oh, yeah. How can that be when you have to have a heart? I'm so cold. Oh. How can that be? You have to have a heart. You have to be actually pumping blood through your body, Cara.
Maybe you've heard about it. Men are from Mars, or women are from somewhere else.
Venus.
Something like that. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
That is very, very true. The language that you guys speak is very different. Very different.
You know,
I'm not finished yet.
No, I think everybody speaks different languages. It's not just women and men. It's not women, men. I think.
Well, people from Germany speak a different language.
Every individual speaks differently.
No. Females and males speak very different. I learned this being in this industry, in this business, and going through a massive, crazy-ass divorce. I learned this.
Oy.
But especially, because what happened was when I first started personal training studio, 95% of the clientele were men.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a completely different ratio than it is now.
Now it's just kind of the reverse of that.
Yes.
Almost. Probably not quite that. It's probably more like 70-30 female over male.
Yeah.
But my point is that being around more females as a male, you start learning the differences and how to be around them more to be able to actually communicate with them, because you guys, it's very different.
So you feel you're able to communicate with women a lot more now?
Hell yeah.
Especially than from way back when?
Oh yeah, much better.
I think that you've just evolved. And that's why you can talk to women better now. And that could be accurate. And that's why you're not saying anything, because you're thinking about it, thinking, well, okay, it could be true.
Well, I mean, you're not saying anything that's not a natural.
I don't think, let me say it again. I don't think that you have gotten better at speaking the language of women. I think that you have evolved as a man and risen to our level of expectations. Look, they're clapping out there. That's what I think. I think that we don't speak moron.
You don't speak moron?
No. So we have trouble with the youngsters.
Do you know how many words a day a woman says?
Oh my God. Where do you get your facts? The man Google?
From facts. You'll see on
Google?
Do you know how many words a day a woman says?
Probably a lot more than a man.
12,500.
I'd have to say a guy does half that.
Exactly. It's half.
It's because we try and communicate.
We're trying to get a word in edgewise. You guys are always shutting us down.
I think it's because we communicate. We really try to communicate.
We try to say, but.
Hey, you know what I heard on a movie, and I thought this was brilliant? A kid was saying, I don't know how to talk to girls. And then the older lady said, It's really easy. You just listen.
Yeah.
Because we will tell you everything. And I thought about it and I was like, that is so correct. We will tell you exactly how we feel about anything. You just have to actually not sit there and be like, yeah, I'm listening, but like actually listen. And then your lives would be so much easier. Happy wife, happy life. Ever heard that?
That's not true.
You just have to communicate.
Happy wife, happy life, temporarily.
Temporarily.
It's like, you know, when you're dealing with the demands of a female, especially a wife in some cases, it's like negotiating with a terrorist. The minute you fucking give in, you're done. Because it won't be good enough. It never is.
But that's good. We don't want you guys to give in all the time. We want you to have a backbone. We just want to give you a little trouble during it.
It's always temporary.
It's probably because us women feel we have to have a backbone. Or you guys are going to run all over us.
And females don't want the solution.
I don't know if that's completely true.
It is completely
No. That's
all you guys
assuming.
keep talking about are the problems, and the minute we give the solution, you move on to another fucking problem. You don't want to hear the solution.
I think you're talking about specific individual women
No.
here. Every girl you've known is like that.
90%, maybe 99.9%.
That's because they haven't evolved either.
You guys aren't looking for a solution. You're looking for
gotta
a problem
evolve.
to talk about.
I guess
Males are. I don't know about today's male. Today's male,
Ugh.
they're pretty soft. They're pretty fucking weak. You know.
They can be. Some can be.
Most can be. I think it's pretty bad. I think. Maybe I'm just. I'm too old now too, but I come from a different time.
Different time. Yeah.
And I would think that maybe some of the females listening to this might think that I'm, what do they call that?
Chivalry?
Misogynistic.
Oh.
I'm a misogynist. I don't think I really am, but I do believe in standing up for, not getting pushed around and not having a backbone. Men should have a backbone.
I don't know if it's just me, but I would say that women do not like men that don't have backbones.
You know why?
It's not because we want to run all over them. Of course we're going to.
Oh, no, you want to run all over them.
No, we don't though. I really don't
do.
think we do. I think.
No, it's a big fucking game. You want to run all over them.
No, I really don't think so.
No, it's in your DNA. It goes back to having you have what's called Queenie syndrome. Queen.
What? Again, you're still making all of this
I'm
up.
not. This is a very true statement. If you can look back in history, okay? You remember how the men used to grab the women's hand and they would bow and kiss their hand?
Yeah, that's called like respect.
Of course you would think it was respect.
That was their way of like showing that she's a delicate flower.
She's a queen, okay? She wants to be treated like one. But she doesn't want to be treated like one from somebody who'll let her run all over her.
Okay, whoa. Okay, if we're going to talk about that, they also would curtsy. So men would grab hands and bow, and they curtsy. So it's a respectful man. It's back and forth.
The top of the hand like this,
and
he kisses the hand, kisses the queen. The queen expects that. They want to be treated like a queen. But
I would hate that in a relationship.
But when the males, they want to be treated like a queen, but not by somebody who they can walk all over like a doormat. Think about that dynamic. It's a fucking lose-lose. It's a lose-lose. Look, and I'm not saying that males are, the shit. We've got our own, issues. I'm sure that you guys have plenty to say about us. What I hear most of the time is, the dick or something like that. You guys always talk about that shit. What a dick, a jerk.
I think normally guys can be very selfish. But that could be because the women are doing a lot for them. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. I wouldn't know from any experience.
Queen syndrome. Treat me like the queen I'm entitled to.
What do you guys? What do you think?
I want to be equal, but not really.
What do you think you should be treated like? What should men be treated like? Kings? Because if so, that's a hypocritical way of saying it. You women want to be treated like queens, but we're not going to do it. But treat us like kings. Well, we're not going to do it.
You know, a good lesson for you.
See, it's going to be a 50-50.
That's why. Good lesson for you.
That's why nobody. That's why marriage is so hard. I bet you if we asked the marriages that have been successful, how does it work? It's going to be a 50-50. No, it's going to say 50-50.
They're drinking booze, smoking cigarettes.
50-50. We both give as much as we take.
They're half smashed half the day.
That's awful.
I was going to say something to you rudely.
Interrupted you? I like to rudely interrupt you. Makes me feel superior, like I'm a queen. Oh, look at that. I'm sure that there's going to be maybe some females that might see this. They might think that I don't think that women should be respected, but I think they really should. But at the same time, they must understand that if you take my pair of pants and you put them on. Oh, I remember when you said this. I actually love this phrase.
You're going to say those pants are too big for you.
I do. I love that phrase.
So that's really your place now. So say that.
I respectfully like that phrase. That's very true. And then I remember you telling me that if the pants do fit, you've got a serious problem.
Both of you.
Yeah, that's a serious problem. I'm going to do that. Any person I date, I'm going to be like, I need to try on your pants real quick.
Oh, wait a minute.
And then I'll know if, we have to break up. What's done? It ends right now.
I need bigger pants. Not male, the female.
Yeah.
Run.
That's actually true. I'm so going to do that.
You know what drives me nuts is when, this applies to both sexes. How after they get married and they start getting comfortable, like they let themselves go to hell. What happens?
I can't say anything about that because the only marriage I've been in, that didn't happen. So I can't say.
But you see that all the time.
Yeah. I think it's because you find somebody who loves you
just how you
for
are.
More than appearance.
Oh,
and then people probably just start to get comfortable and
that's the problem.
Enjoy each other's company more than focus. It's because they get lost.
To you, like the way you are now and the condition that you are. Just because you're going to be 1,000 years old doesn't mean you have to be 1,000 pounds heavier.
That's true. It is true.
Respect yourself.
It is true. Exactly.
I mean, why can't you take that route?
I get it.
All of a sudden, you get comfortable. And
I would definitely want my spouse to take care of themselves.
I'm shallow that way.
Oh, no, I definitely want that. The last boyfriend that I had, he would take care of his skin, like his facial skincare. He had like a skincare thing that he did, and I never thought that it was feminine or anything like that. I was like, oh wow, like he's taking his face more serious.
That being metrosexual.
No, I thought that if he was taking his more serious than me. Like if we would have stayed together and got married, he would have looked better than me way down the road. And then it made me start taking care of my face. So I was like, oh well, I should probably be doing that too. Like I didn't even think about it. I'm over here just living life.
Get fat, get comfortable.
They
love me for who I am.
Yeah, some people do that.
I think that's a really good notion, but I'm too shallow for that.
I don't know if it's considered shallow, because if you do get with somebody, you're clearly attracted to them.
In that state.
Yeah.
But when you change like that, it's like.
Yeah, I mean, if you change your appearance, then there's a possibility that your spouse is not going to be attracted to you anymore because you are not anything close to what got their attention.
Have you ever heard the expression that when you're marrying somebody, just take a look at their family?
Yes, I have. The mother for a girl or something like that. Yes, and then for a guy, his dad or something, right? I actually have done that in my relationships. Both were pretty good, so I was like, I'm good. But
it's not like a science or anything.
But it is because that's genes. You're able to see the genes in the family. But does that count for somebody who had a kid at a very young age? I mean, yeah, for somebody who had a kid at a very young age, and then if that kid gets married and the person's like looking at the parent, it's like that parent could be really young. So you don't really know what they're going to look like when they're older because the parent hasn't even hit the older stage yet. I've
seen a lot of young couples already blown up.
Blown up as in what?
Like
just like blowing up.
Yeah, just like letting. When did you give up?
I guess.
Type thing.
I think it's a mindset too. Right?
I don't know.
No, think about it.
Who am I to say?
I would think it'd be a mindset because it's like their health and wellness maybe isn't on the front line of their most important things in life. It's not even on the top 5, probably.
It's a shock.
We also live in friggin' America, friggin' California, and everybody eats out. That's like the thing to do.
See, you're talking about the problem.
I know. No, that's definitely a problem. But I mean, like, I wonder why people in Europe are so skinny and fit and
They're
Chinese women. And I don't really think that they eat the way we do or eat the foods that we eat.
It's a shock.
Hey, do you think on a Friday night in China, they go splurge and have buffalo wings and beer?
Probably can't because the government won't let them.
But what do you think they do?
You cannot have that.
What do you think they do for fun?
It's not a democracy.
What do you think they do for fun? Hey, really? What do you think they do for fun on a Friday night?
What should I know?
I know. Think. Guess. Do you think that they eat that food?
No, I don't.
No.
I don't think they have junk food over there.
And let's bring up Europe. What do you think they do on a Friday night? You think they're sitting there just like grubbing out on some burgers and beer and...
When I was in France, Paris, way back when, which was interesting, you couldn't get a to-go order.
See, that's awesome. You had to sit down and actually
they said
enjoy it.
And I asked them, why can't I get it to-go? They said, well, it's a sign of disrespect to the restaurant.
I can see that.
You don't think we're good enough for you to just sit down. We want you to enjoy the meal, and you just want to go. Mm-hmm. So they had that where you had to sit down and eat a 7-course meal. And it took a while. And as an American, where everything is fast.
Did you say 7-course meal?
Yeah.
7-course.
7-course.
What does that even mean? As in like 7 different things?
Yeah, like an appetizer, a main course. I remember after the third meal, maybe it was 6, but after the third, then they'd bring you up something to cleanse your palate. And then you'd have the next 3 or 4 courses. That's how they did it in Europe.
Wow. I remember one time when I ate at a fancy place with my family, I was younger. We did something like that with that ice cream. And we were eating snail. So it was somewhere fancy. But you had like, you ate that first. And then you had like a salad.
Yeah, you had to be willing to sit down for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Cultural shock.
That's interesting. Yeah, we're totally American-fied.
Anyway, you have anything else to say or to add?
No, very interesting conversation today.
You don't have anything else to say?
No, but I appreciate you respecting me enough to ask. That is just very respectful.
Very evolved.
I think you are.
Until my next evolution.
Oh, yes.
I'll see you on the Fishbowl.
I'll see you on the Fishbowl.
We out.
We out.